Hey guys, today's story is a little different. Picture a Seattle rooftop, the skyline glittering, coffee cups clinking, and the sting of betrayal sharper than the winter wind. My best friend, the one I trusted with my dreams, stole my startup idea and claimed it as her own, announcing it at a pitch event while I watched, frozen, in the crowd. Her smile, once my safe haven, was now a knife. My name is Ava Chen, 29, a software developer who poured 3 years into coding a revolutionary app. I'm not here to rage or cry. I'm here to show you how I turned her theft into my triumph. And if you think karma's slow, wait until you hear this. So, before you get pulled in, take a second to like this video and subscribe, but only if you actually believe that betrayal always comes back around. Drop a comment. Where are you watching from, and have you ever had someone you trusted steal your future? Now sit back, let the room go quiet, and let me tell you how it really went down. The Seattle rain was relentless that March evening, drumming against the windows of the tech incubator where I'd spent countless nights. I was there for a pitch night, a chance to showcase my app, Connexphere, a platform blending social networking with mental health tools, born from my own struggles with anxiety. I'd coded every line, designed every feature, and shared every milestone with my best friend, Mia Larson. We'd met in college, bonded over late-night coding sessions and dreams of Silicon Valley. Mia was the marketer to my developer, her charisma the perfect complement to my quiet focus. We'd planned to pitch Connexphere together, her charm selling what my code built. For 3 years, I'd lived for this app. I worked 80-hour weeks, freelancing to fund it, skipping vacations, losing touch with friends. My apartment was a mess of energy drinks and post-it notes, my laptop my only companion. Mia was my cheerleader, bringing coffee, brainstorming taglines, promising we'd change the world. I trusted her implicitly, sharing my source code, my business plan, my soul. She'd hug me, her perfume a familiar comfort, and say, "We're unstoppable, Ava." I believed her. When she suggested I skip the pitch night to polish the demo, I agreed. "I'll network," she said. "You focus on the code." It made sense, her charm, my tech. I handed her my deck, trusting her to represent us. The incubator was packed, the air buzzing with startup energy. I slipped in late, my hoodie damp from the rain, expecting to see Mia mingling. Instead, she was on stage, her voice confident, presenting my app. "Connexphere," she said, "my vision for mental health and connection." My slides, my words, my code, but her name. The crowd applauded, investors leaned forward, and I stood there, my heart a sinking stone. She didn't mention me, not once. Her eyes scanned the room, never meeting mine, as if I didn't exist. The betrayal wasn't just a theft, it was an erasure. I wanted to scream, to storm the stage, but my feet were lead. I left, the rain soaking me, her voice echoing in my head. Back in my apartment, I collapsed on the couch, my laptop glowing with the Connexphere Cotomy code. Mia's text arrived, "Killed it tonight. Talk tomorrow?" No apology, no mention of her theft. I didn't reply. The pain was raw, a mix of shock and shame. How had I been so blind? I replayed our friendship, her hugs, her promises, and saw the signs I'd missed, her vague updates, her sudden interest in my code, her insistence I skip the pitch. She'd planned this, used my trust as a weapon. The realization was a gut punch, a truth that burned. I'd given her everything, and she'd taken it all. I called my friend Ethan, a fellow developer who'd warned me about Mia's ambition. "She stole it," I said, my voice hollow. "My app." His silence was heavy. Then, "What's your next move?" I didn't know. Rage urged me to confront her, to sue, but that was messy, slow. Mia was out there, pitching my idea to investors, building my dream. I needed to fight, not with fists, but with strategy. That night, I opened my laptop, the code staring back like a challenge. She'd stolen my work, but not my mind. I'd built Connexphere from nothing. I could build something better. Her betrayal was her opening move, mine would be a masterpiece. She thought she'd outshined me, but I was just getting started. The Seattle dawn was a bruise of gray, rain tapping my apartment window as I sat, laptop open, Mia's betrayal a fresh wound. She'd stolen ConnectSphere, my app, my 3-year labor of love, and pitched it as her own at the tech incubator. Her smile on that stage, claiming my code, my vision, was a theft so brazen it left me hollow. But hollow didn't mean broken. Confronting her would have been easy, screaming, demanding justice, but that was her game, loud and chaotic. Mine would be silent, sharp, a chess move she'd never see coming. I'd let her think she'd won, let her bask in her stolen spotlight, while I planned a comeback that would eclipse her. The decision was a spark, but it came with a cost. Trust, once my strength, was now a scar. That loss, a quiet ache, fueled my strategy, but it also made me question who I'd become. I started by doing nothing, at least, that's what Mia would see. She texted the next day, investors loved the pitch. Coffee soon? Her casual tone was a slap, as if I hadn't watched her erase me. I replied, congrats. Swamped, let's catch up later. My words were light, hiding the steel beneath. Let her think I was clueless, too busy coding to notice her theft. Meanwhile, I was a general in my own war room. My apartment, cluttered with empty coffee cups and code printouts, became my fortress. I backed up every ConnectSphere file, me original code, designs, even early sketches. Mia had my pitch deck, but I had the source. She'd stolen the map, not the treasure. I called Ethan, my developer friend, meeting him at a dim Seattle cafe, the air thick with espresso and rain. She's got investors, I said, sliding him my laptop. But it's my code. Ethan scanned the files, his jaw tight. You could sue, he said. But it's slow, and she's got momentum. He was right. Mia was out there, charming VCs, while I was a ghost. What's your play? He asked. I leaned back, the idea forming. I built something better, I said. An app that makes ConnectSphere obsolete. Ethan raised an eyebrow. That's bold. Risky. I nodded, the risk a weight in my chest. ConnectSphere was my heart, built from my struggles with anxiety. Starting over meant letting it go, a sacrifice that hurt. But pain was fuel. I spent days researching. ConnectSphere linked social networking with mental health tools, chat groups, mood trackers, therapist links. Mia's pitch leaned on its community vibe, but I saw its flaws, clunky UI, limited scalability. I could do better. I sketched a new app, Mindhaven, focused on AI-driven mental health support, personalized coping tools, seamless design, broader reach. It was ambitious, but I'd coded ConnectSphere alone. I could do this. The challenge was time. Mia's startup, now called SphereWorks, was gaining buzz. Tech blogs mentioned her pitch, calling her a visionary. Each article was a knife, but I didn't flinch. Let her shine. Her light would burn out soon enough. I kept my routine, freelancing to pay rent, coding Mindhaven at night. My apartment was a cave, lit by my laptop's glow, the hum of rain my soundtrack. I avoided Mia's calls, replying with vague texts, crazy busy, you're killing it. She'd invited me to her office warming, a bold move. I declined, citing a deadline. Let her think I was fading, irrelevant. Meanwhile, I reached out to Elise. I contacted Lila, a UI designer I'd met at a hackathon, sharing my vision for Mindhaven. I'm in, she said, her voice excited over Zoom. This could be huge. I also emailed a former professor, Dr. Kim, an AI expert, who agreed to consult. Each connection was a brick in my foundation, but the secrecy was heavy. I was lying to Mia, to friends pretending to be the same Ava while plotting her downfall. Nights were the hardest. Alone, I'd stare at ConnectSphere's code, my code, now in Mia's hands. The betrayal replayed her smile, her lies. I grieved our friendship, the late-night talks, the dreams we'd shared. That grief was my internal war, a quiet battle between anger and loss. One night, I found an old photo of us at a college hackathon, laughing, arms linked. The memory was a gut punch, a reminder of what she'd destroyed. I deleted it, the act a small rebellion. Mia hadn't just stolen my app, she'd stolen my trust. But trust wasn't my only strength. I had my mind, my code, my will. She'd taken my work, but not my fire. I tracked Mia's progress, not out of envy, but strategy. Her LinkedIn boasted funding rounds, her Instagram showed her with investors. But cracks showed. A tech blog hinted at technical delays with SphereWorks. My code was complex, Mia, no developer, would struggle without me. I didn't gloat, I planned. Mindhaven was taking shape, its AI algorithms sharper, its design sleeker. I was building a weapon, not just an app. Mia thought she'd outshined me, but I was crafting a star to burn brighter. This was my quiet power, the tension of knowing she'd underestimated me. Her victory was temporary, mine would be eternal. The Seattle spring bloomed, cherry blossoms softening the city's edges, but my world was all sharp lines and code. Mia's theft of ConnectSphere, my app, had lit a fire under me. She was out there, raising funds for SphereWorks, basking in stolen glory, while I built Mindhaven, a sleeker, smarter rival app. I'd chosen silence over confrontation, letting her think I'd faded while I crafted my comeback. But silence wasn't surrender, it was strategy. Every line of code, every late night, was a step toward outshining her. Yet, the weight of starting over pressed hard. ConnectSphere was my heart, born from my own mental health struggles. Building Mindhaven meant burying that past, a sacrifice that cut deep. That conflict, ambition versus loss, was my quiet storm, but it drove me to forge something unstoppable. I threw myself into Mindhaven. The app was ambitious, AI-driven mental health tools, personalized mood trackers, and a seamless UI that ConnectSphere lacked. I coded in my apartment, the glow of my laptop a beacon in the dark, rain a constant hum outside. Lila, my UI designer, sent mockups clean, intuitive, beautiful. "This is next level," she said over Zoom, her excitement infectious. Dr. Kim, my AI consultant, refined the algorithms, making Mindhaven's coping tools precise. Each piece was a victory, but time was my enemy. Mia's startup was gaining traction, with a demo set for Tech Trend Expo in 3 months, a major Seattle event drawing VCs and press. I needed to be there, not as a spectator, but as her rival. Allies were my strength. I met Ethan at a Capitol Hill diner, its neon sign buzzing. "Mindhaven solid," he said, scanning my prototype. "But you need funding." He connected me with Priya, a VC he'd worked with, who loved underdog stories. Over coffee at a tech co-working space, I pitched Mindhaven, my voice steady despite my nerves. "It's not just an app," I said. "It's a lifeline." Priya leaned forward, intrigued. "Send me your deck," she said. I did, heart pounding. Days later, she offered seed funding $100,000, enough for a demo and expo booth. The win was a spark, but doubt lingered. What if Mindhaven flopped? What if Mia's charm outshone my work again? The fear was a shadow, but I pushed through. I expanded my team. I hired Sam, a back-end developer, who optimized Mindhaven's servers for scale. "This is cleaner than ConnectSphere," he said, not knowing its history. I nodded, the comparison a quiet validation. I also recruited Tara, a PR consultant, to craft Mindhaven's story. "We'll focus on your authenticity," she said, sketching a campaign. "No hype, just real." Her words echoed my vision. Mindhaven wasn't just better, it was honest. But honesty came with a price. I was still lying to Mia, texting her vague congratulations, "Heard you got funding. Proud of you." She'd reply with emojis, oblivious to my plan. The deception was a tension, a mirror of her betrayal. I hated it, but it was necessary. I kept tabs on Mia. Her LinkedIn showed new hires, but tech forums whispered of bugs in SphereWorks beta. My code was intricate, without me, she was floundering. A former colleague, Jake, met me for drinks and confirmed it. Mia's panicking, he said. The app's crashing in tests. I didn't smile. Her failure was my leverage, but it also hurt. I'd loved her once, seen her as family. That grief was my internal war, a quiet ache I buried in code. One night, I found an old email from Mia, cheering my first ConnectSphere prototype. You're a genius, Ava. The memory was a gut punch, a reminder of her duplicity. I archived it, my resolve hardening. She'd stolen my work, but not my future. I prepared for Tech Trend Expo. Tara secured us a booth near the main stage, a coup for a new startup. Lila finalized the UI, Sam stress-tested the servers, and I polished the demo, a sleek showcase of Mindhaven's AI tools. Priya introduced me to a tech journalist, Emma, who wanted to feature Mindhaven. Why mental health? She asked. I paused, then said, because I needed it, and others do too. My honesty won her over. The pieces were falling into place, but the stakes were high. Mia would be at the expo, pitching Sphereworks. If I failed, she'd cement her theft. If I succeeded, I'd eclipse her. The pressure was my quiet power, a tension that sharpened my focus. I avoided Mia's invites happy hours, her startup's launch party. Buried in work, I'd text, my lies piling up. She didn't suspect, her confidence blinding her. But I wasn't blind. I saw her game, her charm masking her theft. Mindhaven was my answer, a weapon forged from betrayal. I wasn't just building an app, I was building a legacy. Mia thought she'd outshined me, but I was crafting a supernova. The expo would be our battlefield, and I was ready. Her victory was a mirage, mine would be real. She'd stolen my idea, but I'd steal the future. And when I did, she'd see the cost of crossing me. The Seattle summer hummed with possibility, the Tech Trend Expo looming like a storm on the horizon. Mia's theft of ConnectSphere, my app, had pushed me to build Mindhaven, a smarter, bolder rival. For months, I'd played the oblivious friend, letting her believe she'd won while I crafted a demo to outshine her at the expo. My team, Lila, Sam, Tara, and Dr. Kim, had turned Mindhaven into a sleek reality, its AI-driven mental health tools ready to steal the spotlight. But the expo wasn't just a launch, it was a confrontation. Facing Mia, exposing her theft before investors and press, was my plan. The thrill of it electrified me, but dread coiled beneath. She'd been my best friend, my confidant. Striking back meant severing that bond forever. That loss, a quiet wound, tested my resolve, but I couldn't falter now. Expo Day dawned bright, the Seattle Convention Center buzzing with tech energy booths flashing, drones whirring, VCs prowling. Our Mindhaven booth was minimalist, its white backdrop glowing with our logo. Lila's UI designs looped on screens, Sam's servers hummed, and Tara handed out sleek brochures. I wore a tailored blazer, my nerves masked by a calm smile. Across the hall, Mia's Sphereworks booth was flashy neon lights, loud music, her team in branded tees. She hadn't seen me yet, her laugh carrying as she charmed a journalist. My stomach twisted, but I focused. This was my stage, not hers. The morning passed in a blur. I demoed Mindhaven to VCs, my pitch polished, personalized mental health support, powered by AI, built for real people. Their nods fueled me. Emma, the tech journalist, stopped by, her questions sharp. What sets you apart from Sphereworks? She asked. I smiled, my voice steady. Mindhaven's authentic. It's built from lived experience, not borrowed ideas. Her eyebrow raised, sensing a story. I didn't elaborate yet. Priya, my investor, texted, killing it. Keep going. But Mia's presence loomed. Her demo was scheduled for the main stage, prime time. Ours was later, a smaller slot. I needed to disrupt her moment. Tara had a plan. The Q&A after Mia's demo, she said, eyes glinting. Ask a question, hint at her theft. The press will bite. It was risky public, direct but perfect. I'd expose her without a scene, letting her own words unravel her. Lila prepped a side-by-side comparison of ConnectSphere's original code, mine, and SphereWorks beta, showing undeniable overlaps. Sam set up a tablet to display it discreetly to journalists post-Q&A. The pieces were in place, but doubt gnawed. What if Mia spun it, her charm outshining my truth? What if I looked petty, not powerful? The fear was a quiet tension, but Ethan's words echoed, "You're not just fighting for you. You're fighting for your work." I straightened, ready. Mia's demo began at 2 p.m. The main stage was packed, lights bright, her red dress commanding attention. "SphereWorks connects communities," she said, her slides polished but familiar me designs, tweaked. The crowd clapped, investors leaned in. I stood at the back, my heart pounding but my face calm. Her confidence was a facade. I knew the bugs in her beta, the delays. The Q&A opened, and I stepped to the mic, my blazer crisp, my voice clear. "Great pitch, Mia," I said, my tone neutral. "But how did you develop ConnectSphere's core features so fast, given your marketing background?" The room stilled, heads turning. Mia's smile faltered, just for a second. "Team effort," she said, recovering. We iterated quickly. I nodded, my eyes locked on hers. "Interesting. Because those features look a lot like my code from 3 years ago." Gasps rippled. Journalists scribbled. Mia's face paled, but she laughed it off. "We'll talk later, Ava." I didn't push enough, seeds were planted. Back at our booth, Emma approached, her notebook out. "What's the story?" she asked. I showed her the code comparison, my voice steady. "I built ConnectSphere." Mia pitched it as hers. Emma's eyes widened. "This is big." Other journalists followed, drawn by the buzz. Tara worked the crowd, handing out Mindhaven's story. My demo was next, and the room was packed, word of my question spreading. I took the stage, the spotlight hot, my voice calm. "Mindhaven's personal," I said, demoing its AI tools. "It's built from struggle, not stolen dreams." The crowd erupted, VCs crowding our booth after. Mia's team looked shaken, her investors whispering. The reversal was my quiet power, a moment that shifted the expo's gravity. Mia's charm had cracked, her theft exposed not with screams, but with truth. Social media buzzed, Mindhaven trended, while SphereWorks drew questions. I didn't gloat, I worked. But the victory was bittersweet. Mia had been my friend, her laugh once my comfort. Exposing her meant losing that forever. That grief was a gut punch, a reminder of the cost. Driving home, the Seattle skyline blurred, my heart a tangle of triumph and loss. I'd outshined her, but at a price. Mia's empire was wobbling, and mine was rising. The expo was my opening salvo, the war wasn't over. She'd stolen my idea, but I'd stolen the future. And she was about to feel it. The Seattle skyline glittered beyond the convention center, but the Tech Trend Expo's aftershocks still reverberated. My calculated move calling out Mia's theft of ConnectSphere during her demo had turned the tide. Mindhaven, my new app, was the expo's breakout, its booth swarmed with VCs and press, while Mia's SphereWorks faltered under scrutiny. Tech blogs dissected her inspiration, and Mindhaven outshone SphereWorks online. I'd exposed her, not with rage, but with a question that let truth do the damage. But victory wasn't sweet. Mia's pale face on that stage haunted me, a ghost of the friend I'd loved. Now, as her startup crumbled, she'd come crawling, and I had to decide, mercy or justice? The choice was a quiet war, a clash between the Ava who'd trusted her and the one who'd learned to fight. I wanted to be fair, but fairness had cost me everything. Days after the expo, Mia texted, "Can we talk?" "Please." Her tone, stripped of its usual sparkle, was a crack in her armor. I agreed to meet at a quiet Seattle cafe, its wooden tables and soft jazz a neutral ground. I arrived first, my blazer sharp, my nerves steadier than I felt. Mia walked in, her red dress gone, replaced by jeans and a tired expression. She slid into the booth, her eyes avoiding mine. "Ava," she started, voice low, "I messed up. I didn't mean for it to go this far." I leaned back, silent, letting her words hang. She'd stolen my app, my dream, and now played the victim. My heart tugged, but I held firm. "I was desperate," she said, hands twisting a napkin. "I needed a win, and ConnectSphere was perfect. I thought you'd join me later." Her excuse was flimsy, a lie dressed as regret. "You didn't ask," I said, my voice calm but cutting. "You took my code, my pitch, and erased me." She flinched, tears welling. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "Sphereworks is failing. Investors are pulling out, the app's buggy. I can't fix it without you." The plea was raw, her vulnerability a mirror to the Mia I'd known, ambitious, flawed, human. For a moment, I saw our college nights, coding and laughing, dreaming big. That memory was a gut punch, a reminder of what she'd destroyed. I wanted to help, to save her, but that was the old Ava, the one she'd betrayed. I sipped my coffee, the bitterness grounding me. "What do you want?" I asked. She leaned forward, desperate. "Join me. Co-founder, equal shares. We'll rebuild Sphereworks together." The offer was a lifeline, but it stung. She wasn't offering partnership, she was begging for rescue, still claiming my work. "No," I said, my voice steady. "I built Mindhaven. It's better, and it's mine." Her face crumpled, tears falling. "Ava, please. I'm losing everything." I met her eyes, my resolve iron. "You lost me the moment you stole my code." The words were my quiet power, a reversal that sealed her fate. She'd thought I'd cave, that our friendship would soften me. She was wrong. I left the cafe, the Seattle rain cool against my skin. Mia's plea echoed, but I didn't waver. She'd built her empire on my work, now, she'd face its collapse. Back home, I checked my laptop. Mindhaven's demo had gone viral, with 10,000 downloads in a week. Priya, my investor, called, her voice electric. "We've got Series A offers," she said. "You're a star." Emma's article dropped, praising Mindhaven's authenticity while questioning Sphereworks' origins. The press was my ally, amplifying my truth. But success didn't erase the ache. Mia's tears, her desperation, were a weight. Had I gone too far? The doubt was a quiet tension, a battle between justice and guilt. I pushed it aside. She'd chosen her path, I'd chosen mine. Sphereworks unraveled fast. A tech blog reported its lead developer quit, citing ethical concerns. Investors froze funding, and Mia's LinkedIn went silent. I didn't stalk her, I didn't need to. The industry's whispers were loud enough. Mindhaven, meanwhile, soared. I hired more developers, expanded our AI tools, and prepped for a national launch. Lila and Sam worked overtime, their belief in me a bomb. Tara planned a PR blitz, targeting mental health advocates. Each step was a brick in my empire, but I wasn't building to destroy Mia. I was building to prove I didn't need her. One night, Ethan stopped by, bringing pizza. "You okay?" he asked, seeing my quiet mood. I nodded, but confessed, Mia begged me to save her. He frowned. "She stole your life's work. You owe her nothing." His words were truth, but they didn't erase the past. Mia had been my friend, my partner. Her betrayal had forged me, but it also left a scar. I wasn't heartless, but I wasn't her savior. Mindhaven was my future, and I'd protect it. Mia had screamed for mercy, but I'd given her justice. Her empire was dust, mine was rising. And the story wasn't over. The Seattle autumn painted the city in amber, leaves crunching underfoot as I walked to Mindhaven's new office, a sleek space in Pioneer Square. The Tech Trend Expo was months behind me, but its ripple effects lingered. Exposing Mia's theft of Connect Sphere had toppled her SphereWorks, its funding dried up, its app shelved. Mindhaven, my rival creation, was a rising star $2 million in series of funding, 50,000 users, and a feature in Wired. I'd outshined her, not with rage, but with a better app, a truer story. Yet, success wasn't a clean victory. Mia's desperate plea at the Kefir tears, her crumbling empire haunted me. I'd chosen justice over mercy, but the cost was a piece of my heart. The woman who'd trusted Mia was gone, replaced by someone stronger, but solitary. That shift, a quiet rebirth, was my final challenge, to build a future without looking back. Mindhaven's office buzzed developers coding, Lila tweaking UI, Tara pitching to mental health NGOs. I led with calm precision, my blazer a symbol of the Ava I'd become. Priya, my investor, visited, her smile wide. "You're rewriting the industry," she said, touring the space. I nodded, pride warming me. We'd launched new features, AI-driven crisis alerts, multilingual support drawing praise from users and critics. Emma's follow-up article called Mindhaven a beacon of authenticity, a subtle jab at SphereWorks' fall. Each win was a brick in my legacy, but I didn't gloat. Mia's failure was her own, my focus was building. Lily, my sister, flew in from Portland, her visit a grounding force. Over dinner at a waterfront bistro, she raised a glass. "You're a badass, Ava," she said. I laughed, but her words sparked a question. Was I too hard on Mia? I asked, voicing the doubt I'd buried. Lily's eyes softened. "She stole your dream. You fought back. That's not cruel, it's honest." Her validation was a balm, but the ache persisted. I'd lost a friend, a piece of my past. That loss was my internal war, a quiet battle between strength and sentiment. I didn't regret my choice, but I grieved the friendship it cost. I threw myself into work, balancing Mindhaven's growth with personal healing. I joined a coding meetup, made new friends, and started therapy, unpacking the betrayal scars. My apartment, once a coding cave, became a home, plants on the sill, art on the walls. I coded less at 2 a.m., slept more, lived more. Ethan noticed, teasing me over coffee. "You're human again," he said. I smiled, the truth bittersweet. Mindhaven was my triumph, but so was reclaiming my life. I wasn't just a developer, I was Ava, whole. Mia's name faded from tech circles. A LinkedIn update showed she'd moved to San Francisco, working a junior marketing role. I didn't reach out. Her consequences were hers, a mirror to the empire she'd tried to steal. One evening, I got an email from her. "I'm sorry, Ava. You deserved better." No plea, just regret. I read it, then archived it, my heart steady. Forgiveness wasn't mine to give, not yet. But I didn't hate her. She'd shaped me, her betrayal a forge for my strength. That was enough. The industry embraced Mindhaven. We partnered with a national mental health nonprofit, expanding our reach. A second funding round loomed, with VCs courting us. I led a team of 20 now, their trust a new kind of family. Lila and Sam threw an office party for our 100,000th user, the room alive with laughter and champagne. I gave a toast, my voice calm. "To building what matters," I said, the words my quiet power. The team cheered, but I felt Mia's absence a ghost, not a guest. She'd started this war, I'd ended it. I walked home, the Seattle night cool, stars piercing the clouds. Mindhaven was my legacy, but so was my peace. I'd outshined Mia, not to destroy her, but to save myself. Her screams for mercy had faded, my empire stood tall. The expo was my turning point, but this moment living, thriving was my victory. She'd stolen my idea, but I'd stolen the stars. And no one could take that from me. The Seattle winter wraps the city in quiet, my office window framing a skyline softened by mist. I sit at my desk, Mindhaven's logo glowing on my screen, a testament to the empire I built from Mia's betrayal. She stole Connect Sphere, my heart's work, but I crafted Mindhaven better, truer, mine. Its 100,000 users, its non-profit partnerships, its light and others' lives are my legacy. Mia's sphere works as dust, her name a whisper, but I don't revel in her fall. I mourn the friend I lost, yet cherish the woman I found. That's my triumph, born from pain but shaped by choice. This journey wasn't about revenge, it was about rebirth. I learned to trust my strength, to code my future, to live beyond the scars. My team, my sister, my new friends, theory, my foundation, not a single thief's shadow. I walk Seattle streets, coffee in hand, and feel the pulse of a life reclaimed. To anyone watching, know this: betrayal can shatter you, but it can also forge you. I rose from the wreckage, and that's the story that matters. Where are you watching from? Have you turned betrayal into strength? Share your truth in the comments, hit like, subscribe if you believe justice writes its own ending. Thank you for sharing this path with me. Keep building your own light, make it unbreakable.